Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Philosophy and the critical thinking. And the course title here's now we are going to discuss over the topic. The title is argument, and this one is the basic principle of critical thinking, as we have already discussed in the previous video that the ultimate outcome of philosophy is critical thinking. And you can say that critical thinking is based on what? So critical thinking is based on argument. Philosopher give the argument. Which type of argument are there? Whether the argument is valid or invalid, sound or unsound, cogent, uncogent. It is a part of logic. You distinguish between the bad argument and the poor argument, and how we distinguish between incorrect form of reasoning to the correct form of reasoning. So you can say that this part of our lecture content is related to the branch of philosophy, which is the logic. So how we can evaluate that this one is an argument and this one is not an argument? For an argument in a logical pattern, there must be some structure. When we say that we are doing an argument, so there is a two essential. The one is premises and the another is conclusion. In a simple way, in a most easiest way, you can say that premises means what? A reason, a claim, and conclusion is that the claim that you want to be justified with the support of reason. In a simple way, you can say that when you're doing argument, there is a claim, and providing evidence and the fact for that claim, and after that you must following your conclusion with the provided facts and the reason. If both conditions are fulfilled, both means the claim must justify with the support of reason, so then we can say that is a proper argument. So here is a flow chart through which we can understand betterly how we can say that this is an argument and how it will be divided into that. So through this chart, I will be make you better understand about all these in a very few minutes. When we do argument is based on what? Argument is based on discussion, the declared statement, and the claim. And the claim and statement, when we use the word in logic, the proposition, the statement, the proposition. What does it mean? Proposition means it's divided into two forms, whether it is negation or whether it is affirmation. Yes or no. Whether this statement that we are providing in an argument is a claim, is a thesis or antithesis. So that's why we use the word a set of proposition. In a logic, the argument is a set of proposition. Logic, argument is what? Is a set of proposition. It's not like a statement of English declarative or affirmative or negative or optative. All these are not the statements. These are the declarative one or negative one. We are talking about the logical statement. So logical statement, we can say that the word, the proposition, and proposition contain the two of affirmation, affirmation, and the second one is a negation. When whatever we claim, it has to be proof, providing the reason. So that was the logical structure: claim with reason and then conclusion. When we provide the argument, we justify with the reason or providing the facts and evidence. When we say it is rain, why you say that it will be rain? You say that it will be rain. Why it will be rain? You say meteorologists say that weather forecasting reports say that there is a humidity and there is a weatherly cloud. That's why I say that it would be rain. So you will provide the facts, you will provide the numbers, you will provide the factual information from the survey with the report, the climatical meteorologist. So this one is a factual. This one is a providing the fact. You put the argument. But by providing the facts, right? This is the one. one form of argument. I will give it the name to it. And the second way of presenting and delivering the argument is what? A statement. Your observation. I observe that there is a blackhead, and I feel that there is a uh, cloud, cloudy weather are there. So through the observation, I feel that I observe that it will be rain. It would be rain. So this statement is on the basis of what? On the basis of providing some statement, and the providing the some argument. So argument is based on facts, providing the facts on the basis of probability, and the one way is providing on the form of reason, the statement and the observation. So you can say that this is two form. One is inductive, another is deductive reasoning. Deductive one is start from the theory. This one is a very particular one, and then you will generate the hypothesis in observation and then confirm. It's just like a law of demand, just like a law of gravitational theory, any other theory which is called the deductive one, because this theory is a particular one. When you apply into any practical situation with there's some thesis and when some hypothesis, and after the observation, you will confirm that that's the theory worked it out. So this is called from particular to general. Deductive argument is like that. Inductive reasoning is based on facts. It is based on the probability, and mostly using the scientific tools that first observe the pattern, take the reading, and after the repetition of a system same pattern, they will generate some hypothesis and draw the theory. So that's how the science work, and that's how the reasons occur. The argument is based on one is providing the facts, which is called inductive reasoning, and providing the some observation on reason statements. So deductive, which is what the on the basis of providing the statement or proposition or the statements should be valid or invalid, the structure of it valid or invalid, and if there is a valid if or with connecting with all premises. Deductive is completely based on the following the premises, when the conclusion must follow the premises. And inductive argument conclusion probably on the basis of premise, and that premises is based on what? Premises is based on what? Facts. Inductive premise is based on the facts, providing the facts, the words, probability, and deductive premises is based on what? The reason, providing the state. So deductive, when we say the deductive argument is valid or invalid. But when we talk about the providing the facts of percentage and the data providing that, so this is what based on factual knowledge. So this is called what? Inductive reasoning. And inductive argument is said to be the strong and the weak. This is some logical distinction between them. Deductive is using the word valid and invalid, and for the inductive, say the strong and the weak. Why we say the strong and weak? Because the facts providing and the evidence given is might be weak or might be strong. When you say some investigation, and when you investigate some scientific queries, and you will collect your readings and facts and observation. So when you have a low evidence of facts, you say that a weak argument. When you have a very strong evidence regarding facts, then you can the strong evidence, strong facts are there. So when there is a strong evidence, all facts are very strong, and all premises are true. But why we say that true? Because it justifies the conclusion. So it's called what? The cogent. Cogent means where all the premises are true, the premises providing the facts, all facts are correct, all facts are true, sufficient to justify the claim. So this is called a very strong argument, because all premises are true, all premises are valid, all premises are strongly correct. And this one is when premises justify the conclusion. This is called cogent. And just like that, when there is a weak, in just opposite of it, insufficient facts are there, you call uncogent. And in deductive argument also, when all premises are true, when all statement, just like that Socrates is a man is mortal, therefore all man is mortal. We are a man, so we are also mortal. So this one is a argument. This is called what, the deductive argument, where all premises are true, providing the premises are true, and here conclusion must follow the. So you can classify the type of reasoning into two: deductive one and the non-deductive one, in a simple way. Deductive one, then where the conclusion must necessarily follow the premises, and this method is mainly used in the logic, in the philosophy, in the mathematical debate, in discussion. Debates are there. Deductive method are used. Most of the philosopher, most of the science are used. Non-deductive method uh, is kind of two. One is inductive and there is abductive. Later on, we have discussed about the abductive reasoning, and this is non-deductive. Non-deductive means their conclusions support through not a proof, uh, but from the uh, what? But from the probability, from the reason providing with the facts and the evidence, and through the some sort of experiment. This method is mainly used in the natural sciences like physics, chemistry, biology, and the other scientific institutes are there. One more reasoning we have to be introduced here. One, abductive reasoning. Abductive reasoning is introduced in the 19th century by the Charles Sanders Peirce, one of the pragmatic philosopher. He said that by their fruit we shall know the tree. Most of the time the common person mostly understand the things by the frequent pattern, by the general observation, and they usually predict the best possible way. If I have said from last night, I sit on the window and window was open and there was a wind blowing there, and in the early morning I have feel some few influenza there. So what is the cause behind that? Because of last night window open there. So there is a reason behind it. So this is not possible way. This is not only the way. This is not only the possible cause, but here the best possible and the predictable answer is which is called the objective reasoning. This one is an incomplete observation. You can say that oversimplify and overgeneralize here, based on what? Based on the reduction, based on the best possible way. One more example to explain you. At on the daily basis at 2 p.m. There is a milkman at the door, and he knock the door, ring the bell every day. Now, on that day at 2 p.m., again someone is knocking at the door, and you will be predict that there is a milkman there at the door. So it will be best possible way. You will be give reason on the best production. So it may be true. It is based on incomplete observation. And deductive reasoning is what? From the journal to the specific conclusion, and conclusion must always be true. Where all the premises must true, and it must follow the provided premises from journal to the particular one. In the inductive reasoning, where the particular theories are there, you can say that, and it is converted into the generalized conclusion. So deductive reasoning is based on what the premises and the reason. Statement and claim. Inductive reasoning is based on the providing the facts are there, and simply you will be simply say that argument is based on two. One is a negation, another is affirmation. So one more thing to discuss with you, which is a paradox, where the both the values might be true or the false at the both time, and there's some logical contradictions are there. These two statements. This was introduced by the Bertrand Russell, one of the great mathematician and logician. Uh, he create the situation that there's a town and there's only one barber there, and one who shave all those, and those only who don't shave themselves. There's a two conditions. A barber is one who shave those who don't shave themselves. So can barber shave himself or not? If he does so, he cannot be a barber, since a barber doesn't shave. If he doesn't, he fail in category of those who don't shave themselves. The question is that does the barber shave himself? So if he fulfill the one condition, he will not satisfy the another statement. So there is a contradictory position. There is a not logically possible. So this is a paradox where the both the might the true and the false both positions are there. In argument, what we conclude that we have two position, one is affirmation and another is negation. एक तरफ इनकार है तो दूसरी तरफ जो है इजहार है और दरमियान में जो है तकरार है. This is all about the argument. Now we end up the session. We'll meet in the next.